Economy. Joining me is Tom Doescher. He's Unleash Prosperity Executive Director. Good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, David.
I want to talk about the general economy because it's such a mixed picture. I want to get your take on it. We got a good GDP number, very good, 3.3% annualized, going back and beating estimates dramatically. We had a PCE number that was expected. It was 2.9%. That PCE inflation number essentially takes out energy. So all the savings we have in energy aren't reflected in that number. But then you had the Midwest manufacturing number that came out today, Chicago PMI, much lower than was expected. What do you think's going on with the economy right now?
Yeah, it's a great question. I do think that President Trump's pro-growth agenda is working, but I think that we also have to watch out for the potential effect that these tariffs might wreak havoc on the economy. It might actually cause investors to pause, pump the brakes a little bit, stop hiring people, stop investing, and we want to make sure that we accelerate that. So, as long as we get to a more solid ground, more predictable ground, if you're gonna have tariffs, set them and leave them. Don't leave us in suspense. Just set them, leave them. I think the market would respond to that. I also think business owners would respond to that. But in terms of the job market, David, I think that we're seeing good growth, but I also want to point out this leading indicator when we see as businesses may not be hiring or may not be able to adapt, which is you see these young working age mothers, 200,000 of them, over 200,000, dropped out since January, which means they may not be making the money that they need to justify paying child care. So we got to watch this as well.
All right. And meanwhile, the Fed Governor, Chris Waller, he's one of the two who dissented in the last decision.
Yes.
He wanted to lower rates a tick. He now says he is open to a 50 basis point cut in September if the job numbers, the August job numbers, come out really poor. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think it's exactly the thing that we've been saying. Trump has these cute things, too late Powell. Well, Trump is right. Powell was too late. He was too late to raise rates when we had inflation up to 9% back in 2022. And now he's too late in terms of lowering rates. Now, he wasn't too late when he did it in an election year for a Democrat president, but he is too late at this point. And so I think that there is a very good argument to be made that we do need to have that so we can free up the capital and work in tandem with the pro-growth policies that President Trump is putting out, lowering regulation, cutting taxes, incentivizing business investment. We need to meet that with good Fed policy, David.
And speaking of the Fed, I got to talk about Lisa Cook for a second. You know, all of these folks, all of the liberal folks from Liz Warren to Paul Krugman, who were talking during the financial crisis in 2008, 9, and 10 about how these guys on Wall Street have to go to jail for these liar loans, the subprime loans that were turned into fictional accounts. Where are they now? Well, guess what? They're defending Lisa Cook, who apparently was doing liar loans on her own.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that, when you look back at 2008, you think about this. They were whooping and hollering about, we got to get the banks under, we got to get this under control. Well, now that we see these reports coming out that say that half of those loans that caused the mortgage crisis bubble, they had some form of misrepresentation, including owner occupancy misrepresentation, David, which is exactly what Lisa Cook is being accused of right now. And by the way, she hasn't shown any evidence to contradict that claim. So we have to, kind of laugh at this, clutching of their pearls when it's for them, but not for, for us.
Exactly. All right. Tim, great to see you. Tim Doescher, appreciate you being on. Thanks very much.
Likewise.